and to DirecTV, Anthony.
Isn't that great?
That is very, very cool. We'll be heard all over Canada and on DirecTV.
We're already international online.
Yeah?
You get XM online. We've heard from people in Iraq.
We had some dude from Nova Scotia. He didn't get on the show, but he was calling in. We didn't get to him in time. 911 audio from the tornado thing from Indiana.
Tornado thing.
Oh, the tornado thing. Very tragic.
911 call?
Yes. Let's go to it, see what this is about.
In southern Indiana, residents of a mobile home park destroyed in Sunday's deadly tornado will be allowed home today. They are being given a couple of hours to search the wreckage for personal belongings. Meanwhile, we are now hearing frantic 911 calls that victims made in the wake of that storm.
Evansville 911.
Oh my God, there are cars upside down. Do I need to go see if there are people in these houses?
There's no houses, sir.
There's nothing. There are no houses. There's nothing around us. My brother's bleeding and so is my son.
We got people trapped in these trailers out there.
Sir, we have got everybody coming as quickly as they can.
Okay, so I hear people screaming everywhere.
22 people died in the storm. Dozens are still in the hospital.
That's just nuts. Are there people in those houses?
No, there's no trailer left over here. There's trailer park.
Is this God's thing? Is this God's will again?
Of course it is. The finger of God.
Yeah, man.
Just goes down there flicking fucking towns. Poof.
That shit is insanity, man.
I was thinking about these national disasters the last couple days, and some people are like, yeah, I see, it's it's just attacking the poor people and the people that we don't really need on this earth, and New Orleans, look who they took out, blah 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 blah. And I was thinking about that, like, that's pretty interesting, right?
Yeah, but rich people, they deal with different disasters.
Well, no, what it comes down to, though, with these natural disasters, a long, long time ago, our ancestors figured this shit out for us.
It was trial and error, and
figured this shit out. I bet you there was a time they tried to build a city in Tornado Alley and said, you know what, this shit ain't going to work.
Nah.
This ain't working, so we're going to move to a place that's a lot safer than this.
Then they tried down in New Orleans, and all of a sudden they get a flood from a hurricane.
And
say,
that
ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. We got to stay away. Maybe we'll move a little further up the coast.
The educated people with the money figure
Florida,
this.
Let's face it, South Florida's not a whole bunch of poor people. You know what I'm saying?
No, but they get the hurricanes.
Yeah. The hurricanes are serious business.
But see, the whole Florida thing is a new phenomenon. I mean, with the old people moving down there.
Well, what, 30 years?
Not much more than that, but I'm talking about this other shit. Our ancestors, people that we have no idea what their names are in our own families, figured this stuff out.
Fires, man. Fires always burning up some rich people, and mudslides is always it's rich people dealing with mudslides.
That's California. California with the earthquakes and the mudslides. There's really nowhere you can go. You might as well abandon the state.
Yeah, but then that comes down to people just saying, I know the risk, but man, look at the view. Fuck it.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna go for this. I'm talking about as a whole society. They decided not to build New York City in the middle of Tornado Alley. They knew it just would never work.
New York City has a day after tomorrow coming very soon.
What?
One of those gigantic tidal waves is on the way here.
Ice Age tidal wave thing.
Shut up.
As soon as the Canary Islands fall in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
I watched that shit. It's on the way here, man.
The butterfly flaps his wings over Africa.
And the side of the Canary Mountains the Canary Islands are gonna fall in the ocean.
Make it a tsunami.
And it's gonna be a giant tsunami.
We even figured out all the risks a long time ago.
Yeah,
that may happen, but come on, stop.
And we're on a fault line.
Stop.
New York City's on the fault line.
Yeah, but
those 113th and between 113th
when was the last time
and 46th Street there's a fault line?
When was the last time you felt a shake, rattle, and roll?
Earthquake.
Every once in a while you wake up and say, "Hey, we had an earthquake last night." Really?
Did you feel it? No. Feel a thing.
Some dopey broad in the middle of some suburb felt it.
We got something natural, something coming. 18 feet of snow. Something delicious is going to happen.
Unnatural.
Yeah,
shit.
but we figured it all out. We figured out the odds. We don't live in where it snows like a mother and all that.
And I'm happy about that.
A long time ago, we started paying attention, going, all right, well, wanted a little warmer.
We get fucking 767s. That's what we get.
But the weather was a lot different, man. There's a lot of things happening. Industry causes a lot of bad weather, man. Like,
Yeah.
There's hurricane. There's been 26 Category 12s since like August. There's only been one category like 5 ever before.
Can't that
the
shit
6
just
this year.
happen?
It just happened.
Can it just happen?
Yeah. It's the world.
Do you know back in the 30s,
world's getting pissed off, man.
Back in the 30s and 40s, this country was pumping out more goddamn coal. There was like a constant layer of smoke over the country. We've actually cleaned our shit up.
Yeah, and we really did.
Yeah. Back in the old days.
And we just notice more now because of
20 smokestacks. When was the last time you drove around and just saw black smoke billowing out of smokestacks as like chang, chang as Model Ts are flying out of a factory. Chang, chang,
that makes a good point. We have cleaned up our shit pretty good. We're getting
fucking
there.
clean.
We haven't cleaned it up.
It's
clean that shit up.
It's this around-the-clock news and stuff. We're just paying more attention. Anthony brought up a good point a few weeks back saying, hey, there was a time hurricanes and tornadoes and all this shit happened. You didn't have a warning, and you never even read about it.
You're sitting on the beach in
no
fucking
idea.
the Gulf, and all of a sudden, such a nice day, but some clouds are rolling in, and there's just swirling death a few miles off there. You think we should leave?
Hey, all the
we'll just get a little rain.
I think it'll get a little rain.
The ocean just sucked away for 6 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go shell collecting. I bet we get some good shells 6 miles out.
Oh, there's some fish laying right there. Bass, let's get some.
We're gonna eat good tonight.
Listen, I
want to go back in time and live where all this horrific shit was happening and you don't even have a clue. There must have been a time in
in
the land we're sitting on right now, just living our lives, and on the other side of the world, just millions of people are dying, and you would go through your entire life and have no fucking clue.
You know that there are people that it's not that people figure. There's people still living on the side of Mount Vesuvius. There's still people living in Pompeii or whatever the fuck. No one moved.
Yeah, but that was the first thing we figured out. Obviously, all right, we're not going to build a city here. It's
no
trial
volcanoes.
and error. It's trial and error. That's why
smarter here.
That's why a lot of these national disasters happen in the poor areas.
Because they're the people that moved in. Because they're the people that moved in.
I'm telling you. A Republican?
Why build a nice house in Tornado Alley when it's going to get destroyed, when you can just wheel your trailer home in?
Someone about the fires every week where rich people live.
Where's that?
Someone in the back.
Colorado woods. The
big fires that burned down all those houses.
Burned down all those rich white people's homes.
Yeah.
Because that's no, he doesn't have a point.
That's Mother Nature.
But then there's also people that are just stubborn and in general. I'm talking about as a group. We figure this shit out. There'll always be the stubborn people going, fuck that, I'm building my, multi-million-dollar house in the middle of Tornado
When was the
Alley.
last time you saw a major city consumed by a forest fire?
See, that's what I'm saying.
That shit don't happen because they say we're not going to build it there because that's where the fires happen. But you'll get like, I'm going to build my mansion right here on this hill.
Right. So what made the people build New Orleans where they built it? Black people didn't build New Orleans, but
it was a great port city. So wherever the port cities were, that's where cities would pop up. But to not just make it a port city and then build around it, live there, people should have stayed fucking back. Stayed back. Let the railroads go in, pick up your goods, and take them to where the water doesn't come up every so often.
Those Ohio floods that happen twice a goddamn year, those aren't a bunch of poor people. I don't think that. My point is,
it's Ohio.
It's Mother Nature. It makes decisions. This city has got something coming.
No, but
you think it does?
You look at
75 feet of snow.
They got the map of America right there.
Yeah.
You know where the shit is most likely to happen. And our ancestors figured that out a long time ago and moved out of those areas.
The rich and the one is coming
more fortunate.
Forever.
California.
In California.
Yeah, the big one.
They keep warning us. It's like, hey, we don't know when, but the big one is coming. There's an asteroid with our name on it somewhere.
Well, the asteroid, we're all fucked. We're all doomed.
When it happens because this planet gets bombarded every day with something from outer space. It's just a big block of cheese is about to hit.
Small enough, it burns up. We have our protection. But the big one, you just got to hope the Earth's turned a certain way. It's not on your house.
It happens to be
on the other side of the Earth.
I feel bad.
It's just a thought I had.
But poor people, and you know,
I just thought the ancestors figured out the good areas to live and moved out of these
poor white
areas.
people.
Poor white people.
Poor white people get the tornadoes. You never fucking see black people going, everything was just taken away in 1 second. All that.
New Orleans, when's the last time you could think of, and I'm not a history goddamn major, but when's the last time you heard of a bunch of black people really, we deal with violence most of the time, poor black people, but when's the last time you heard of poor black folks, besides New Orleans, dealing with some goddamn wind or some water?
You're right, or big snow, or...
Never!
You are absolutely right.
This is a poor white people problem.
Because they live in the urban areas, and like we were saying, it's been figured out where to put urban areas.
Why wouldn't they put, if it's racism like that, why wouldn't they make the biggest projects in Tornado Alley?
See?
Let them niggas deal with that wind.
Because we need to get our drugs, man. We don't want to travel too far.
Not only that, by the time we figured that shit out, you guys were already onto us. And we go, I'm not moving there.
Ah, you hunkies. There you go.
Trying to put us in the middle of the
tricky cracker wind. There you go. Doing what you do.
Let me tell you, this is a paradise, Tyrone. You're going to move into this place. It's going to be wonderful. Where is it? Kansas. It's in Kansas. And
just this luxury fucking apartment building.
Kansas, Kentucky. Built a couple of them.
Yeah. That's where them Jayhawks are, right? Oh, yeah, beautiful Jayhawks.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
Tyrone in Kansas. That shit it's amazing, man.
Wind kills white
Mother
people.
Nature, that's the arrogance, right? Right there. The arrogance. That's why people get their assholes eaten out. Is because there's nowhere you can go to stop the God's wrath.
No.
Nowhere.
There's no fixing it. Eventually, you're probably right. Eventually, New York will have some huge natural disaster.
Something nasty got to happen.
I think we're much more in danger of ourselves, technology, terrorism,
we're
things like that.
Oceanside City or something, whatever the water. We're on the Atlantic, aren't we, somewhere?
Yeah, but nothing happens here. There isn't this big fucking fault line running that's going to make a tsunami.
Yeah,
the water isn't crazy. It's not.
And we got a bumper called Long Island.
Long Island, a little buffer there.
A little buffer.
That's nice.
Keeping everything.
Long Island.
You know.
Fuck it. What's really going to happen?
Exactly. It's just a stupid theory I'm working on.
You keep working on that
just poor people dealing with this situation.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking the ancestors. We had all of America. We're like, all right,
covered wagons, settled down, built a little village.
Out, going, all right, let's build a town here. Oh fuck, there's too many tornadoes, so we'll move it a little further this way, a little further that way.
Like why Chicago? Because Chicago's in the Midwest with all that.
Yeah, but there's
horse shit.
It's another port city though, Chicago. Right on the lake.
What?
Right on the lake. A lot of commerce comes into Chicago on the lake.
On the lake?
The Great Lake.
There's a Great Lake.
But isn't only...
There were a lot of
There's no outlets. Is there an outlet for that lake?
You could get up into Canada. You could get out. Didn't Lewis and Clark find a way? Or that other two guys?
I don't know. The lakes they're massive, man. And there were a lot of
Henry
cities.
Hudson.
There were a lot of cities on the lake, and now they're not rebuilding those areas anymore because they don't want to live there.
Where's that?
Like Buffalo. Has its problems.
Well, see, now that's a stupid city. That's the dumbest city in the United States.
They had a lot of industry up and down.
I'll say it.
Up and down the coast to the right. That lake there.
That is somewhere that
Buffalo the dumbest city?
Years ago, when Opie was talking about when we would trial and error, you set up a little village. If it lasts, it builds. It gets bigger and bigger. If it gets blown away or frozen over or something, you move on. You go somewhere else. Buffalo, for some reason, decided, hey, this place is a fucking freezer. But, let's stay here. And every year they get snowed in to where, you walk down the sidewalks and the snow is over your head, right?
I spent like 3 winters there.
There's no reason
gotta be snowing
to have a major city in that kind of cold. So. But, God bless them.
Wow,
sit there watching
they just knew where to build them. Like they built them there and they said, oh shit, this is how many
towns? How many of these like booming fucking honky tonk piano playing saloon places just blew away?
Yeah,
but
like,
then
this is great.
Who was alive to go? Maybe we should. Listen to me. It would take too many years for trial and error to go.
Couple of hundred.
You know what? That's where the Doppler comes in. That's where you go. Oh, that people move now. They didn't move then. They stayed.
No, I think their town blew away, and they said, "Fuck this!
And the architect
Pack up
died.
the wagon.
Yeah.
We're going."
Yeah, we're gonna.
And then they'd hook up
We're gonna
somewhere
move
else.
to higher ground or what have
They
you.
talk to some people and go, "Did your town ever blow away here?" And they go, "No." All right, we'll build.
Then they lick their index finger and go, "Okay, this
Weather report?
Yeah, this feels okay here. All right,
The
let's
finger
just build here."
5,000.
The finger 5,000.
This took hundreds of years, and I think we're still trying to figure that out.
Still trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Definitely.
Now
You
we
might
get
have a
hit
point,
by
I don't
those
know.
100, 200-year storm things that happen and go, see,
Look,
we didn't know.
Arizona. Arizona's becoming the new rage for the old people, right? Maybe
because of no pollen but it's 112
all the old
degrees.
people
It's
said.
dry heat.
All the old people said, "Fuck, we could get around America a lot faster. Let's move south and live in Florida." Right, but now maybe they're starting to figure out it wasn't the greatest idea after all, and now they're trying out Arizona. It's happening as we speak.
It's 10,000 degrees. People, you can't escape it.
It's happening as we speak, but in general, I think our ancestors figured this shit out.
I like dealing with the snow. I'll take the snow. I feel comfortable that even if there's some evil snowstorm, that we could still make it.
You've been to L.A.? They don't have a lot of large buildings.
Well, because of the earthquakes, man.
Yeah. Well, there was a time they were building large buildings. And they kept being knocked down, saying,
Like
what
San
the fuck are we
Francisco.
doing?
True.
San Francisco had to be knocked down a few times before they realized you can't just.
But why didn't they realize get out of there? See, that's going to your thing.
Okay, I think
why not? Let's get the hell out of here.
It was later on, and they started looking at it and going, This is a great place. We can beat this shit.
Yeah.
Now let's start putting shock absorbers in the building.
We are pompous
and stuff. We can beat this shit.
We can beat this shit. Yeah. So we'll just build shorter buildings.
Shorter buildings.
And that's our problem. We can beat this. You might as well just live as best you can.
But everyone
man.
jokes about Tornado Alley and, why don't they leave? It's just poor people. They're just...
that can't just go.
Where else are they going to go?
That's what they got. That's it for them.
You just can't just get up and go when you're poor. And if you don't have a big extended family somewhere, where are you going to go? I'm just, you know what? I think I'm going to go on to New York. Let's rustle up the horses and ride out of...
Jed, pack up the car. We're going to New York.
What businessman that owns a big company is going to take the chance to build like a huge Walmart in the middle of Tornado Alley? Seriously.
Well, there are a few of those, but...
Well, you think, okay, let's take it when they finish building the new World Trade Center, right?
Yeah.
Are business people going to still rent office space in there?
Yeah, because just like San Francisco thought they had the earthquakes figured out and fixed it, we can fix it.
Yeah.
Now we got defenses in place. Odds are it's going to be very hard for them to get a hold of a few fucking passenger jet airlines these days. Very hard for them to pull that off again. That's a one-time deal.
Let's say hi to Jim in Colorado. Jim?
Oh, hey, how's it going there? I was just calling to say that most of our cities and stuff like Boston and Chicago were Indian villages.
Yeah, the Indians
and they've been here for quite some time.
They had a few hundred years themselves to figure out where to live.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we killed them with...
Killed those motherfuckers.
I'm glad he said that. That's funny. Well, we murdered them all, took their land because they said, damn, these Indians are living pretty damn good.
They did all the work for us, and then we swept in and said, this is a good place to live.
Here. Winter, no buffalo come. No, build 'em here. No, big wind sent down to destroy planes. We live... Oh, so you're saying here's cool? Yes, here, good place. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
You know something? That's actually genius, man. Anything that makes sense to me, man. That makes a lot of sense. The Indians came. They were here. How long you been here?
Many moons.
Many moon. And it's like, all right, nice talking to you. Here's some liquor and some corn. Nice talking to you.
Anything bad happen here? No, but last village, big spinning wind god come. Take village away. Spinning wind god. Okay, we don't live where spinning wind god is.
Right.
I gave my daughter last month. Me give daughter last month. Still spinning wind god.
Spinning wind god. Then we move further, so more warmth, and we go to water. But then big spinning water god come and take village away. Oh, we're spinning water god. I don't like the sound of him. Where else to go?
I like the sound of him.
Went west, further toward where sun set 'em, and Big shaky God, shake our village down.
I'm glad you're seeing it my way finally.
But the Indians,
there's some logic in this.
That's okay.
There's some logic in this.
I go with that because at least it gives the Indians the. I like a story that makes white people the villain.
The bad guy.
Opie's story. White people was like, "Hey man, we came here and we were building. That's what we did." But it's like, okay, the Indian thing I can go with.
I said, like Ann said, I mean, a long time ago. I mean, Tornado Alley's not all of a sudden going to be the East Coast.
Big
spinning Wyndham God. We absolutely, as white people, we're not the bad guys in that either. I got to defend Whitey when it comes to the Indians and the United States of America. Patrice is looking at me like I'm insane.
How? You know what? That's so outrageous. Please defend slavery first.
First.
That's so outrageous that you would say we're not the bad guys in this?
I have to explain why.
That's why they own these casinos now, because of your goddamn guilt for what you did to them.
Go. That's not guilt. That's them finally coming around and saying, let's assimilate and find out how to make some money off of these white people.
No, that's like because they said, okay, listen, this is what we fucked you over so bad. We're going to give you this land, and we're not going to. Our government has nothing to do with what you do. So they got smart and built fucking casinos, and they can't tax them.
Right.
They can't do all of that shit. It was classic. We're sorry for what we did.
Right, because we'd have absolutely been able to say we're going to tax you, we're going to do this, and go fuck yourself. What are you going to do about it?
Right, man, it's guilt.
But in the beginning here, I'm talking when we first came over, as a race of explorers and conquerors.
Criminals!
Well, no.
You know what?
It's a different time now. Let me ask you something.
It sure is.
You ever play Monopoly? You ever play Monopoly?
Yes.
Doesn't your strategy change from the beginning of the game to the middle to the end of the game?
Yes.
The beginning of the game of what I call civilization on Earth.
Okay.
I call it the beginning of imperialism myself.
It was different. You went somewhere. If you were stronger than who was there, you took their shit. If someone else was stronger than you, they took your shit. Up until a certain point when we started figuring out maybe this isn't right now because of the times we're living in. But at the beginning, it was all a matter of coming over, kicking ass, and taking the property.
Conquering.
The beginning of Monopoly. What do you do? Click, click, click. Move your dog, move your thimble. Buy it. I'm buying this. I'll buy that. Everything you land on, you buy. Then once you have the shit, now you start negotiating. I'll trade you Park Place for all the yellows.
But how do you trade what you took? It's
the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You're a conqueror. You're
right.
leaving your nation, going to some unknown land.
Those weak engines.
That was the time. If they can't hold their shit.
The criminals came from England with muskets.
Criminals.
And they pellet-ball these poor people who all they had to do was relax.
They didn't know
turkey.
They could have come here, and there could have been 50-foot giants with laser beam eyes and kicked their fucking ass. The balls they had to come over here, not knowing who was over here.
You motherfucker.
It was their luck that there was some fucking travoid dragon not invented the wheel yet, motherfuckers.
You know what, Anthony? Master Johnson was an adventurer. I just realized that.
It was a stroke of luck that there were people that hadn't even invented the wheel yet that was sitting here hunting, living off the land, that we could come here and kick their ass and take their shit.
But that's not a defense for
It is absolutely. That is what was happening in the world back then. It was the norm. That is absolutely, it was accepted behavior in this world.
So now it's not accepted behavior.
Right, the game changed.
So, but we still embrace the what you're saying, how we got it, that this country knows it was wrong, but you still embrace what you did. You realize the ideology is wrong, but you still embrace what you did.
I do.
It wasn't wrong.
A lot of people don't. It's not a popular ideology to have. I embrace it.
Give it back to the Indians.
I look at it like
it wasn't wrong for the time.
No, you hopped on ships.
That's all the rage, conquering.
It wasn't conquering. That's what people did back then. What are you doing? I'm an explorer. I'm a conqueror. Yeah. That was pretty much it.
When you look back now, it looks a little ugly, sure, but at the time it wasn't wrong.
Balls you had to hop on a wooden ship. Take a couple of months to cross an ocean.
Why? Why? When you was relaxing in Spain.
Because you needed more land.
To send your people where?
To kick some ass, to be the top dog.
But there was never immigration till 1900. The criminals. Let me tell you.
How could you be a criminal when there was no one had a say on who owned what?
Because England threw the stinking pilgrims out. That's what Australia is. Australia is a prison colony. A bunch of criminals that England got rid of. This country was founded by criminals. There's no explorers.
No, Australia's different. The criminals were sent over there.
And so they were sent here. The pilgrims were fucking criminals from England.
Right. They were having problems with the English government. They were adventurers.
Oh, yes, they were.
You know, they get the fuck out of our country. That's what they were. They weren't like explorers.
Okay, I'll give you that they were get the fuck out of our country, but they were explorers. They didn't know what was in there. They didn't know what was over here.
They were thrown out. If I throw you out the house... Okay, here's what they call homeless people now. Homeless people should be called explorers. Because you throw a motherfucker out. It's like he's an explorer now because he lives in a box 80 blocks away. Hey, this motherfucker just explored 12th Avenue. I invented 12th Avenue. You know I found it. I found it. They weren't explorers.
They were sent over. Columbus was sent over as an explorer to explore the New World.
He was a conqueror. I give you him. And he didn't even conquer everybody, but he was a conqueror. That guy was a conqueror. Hey. England was conquerors.
How about the tribes in Africa? You don't think they were doing the same shit?
They're still doing that shit.
Yes,
those motherfuckers are still cutting each other up.
You don't think the tribes in Africa are looking for better places to live? And
can I be honest with you? I'm gonna be honest with you, two white gentlemen.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
About my history.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I never grasped, and I have to grasp. Somebody has to teach me this.
Yeah.
Is how. Because that's the first thing white people say when it comes to slavery. You sold yourself.
Right.
I don't understand what that means. I don't understand how black people had to do with slavery. I don't get it.
There's like the village like head muckety muck guy who would make a deal with the Europeans that would come over with the boats and sell his people or another tribe that they would capture to the whitey.
So Roots was a lie. That white people just came in with a couple of things and tied around your neck and stole some black people?
I think it would be difficult for a bunch of Europeans to circumnavigate the jungles to go finding you guys and bringing them into a boat.
Go find you guys.
I think it's easier to get a muckety muck that knows the lay of the land.
Go find you guys.
Who needs their ass beaten?
You put a middleman in there. He knows where the good spots are.
You go risk getting your ass eaten.
You think I could
stay on the shore here close to the boat?
Come run out the jungle. They eat assholes. Don't go in there. Motherfucker,
fuck that.
And don't come back, nigga.
Make a deal with somebody that knows the lay of the land.
Y'all just accept that shit. White people always think a way to absolve themselves from guilt. It's like, hey, that's what they was doing back then, conquering. Hey, y'all, we made deals.
Once we figured out you guys actually were human beings, then that's when the problem started, and it had to be remedied, and slavery had to be abolished. But at first,
I don't believe slavery. I don't believe slavery. This could. You gotta give us. I don't think it was personal at first.
Right.
It's business. Because now I just don't think that black people aren't slaves because anybody became good people. I just think, what you gonna do? Have a nigga fax something? Fax this nigga? Or hey, we got educated. You gotta give us a break, man. Like Anthony said, process this shit, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like, I think that it became...
It just reached a point where slavery wasn't a viable thing anymore.
It wasn't because I don't think that we're not slaves because it's such a wonderful place now. It is what it is. It's just no place for it. When the cotton gin came around and it could pick thousands more pounds of cotton an hour than a black guy. They're like, hey, who needs slavery? Nice talking to you. And I'm not saying, it wasn't racist, because that was one of the things implemented to keep us in control. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It was also Lincoln's idea of fucking the South.
Right.
The South ran on slaves. And you take that away, and now you're fighting a war with the South. All of a sudden, you take away what does their work. That's why Lincoln wasn't this, I love black people.
Right. No.
Free the slave. This is morally reprehensible. And that's like the selling point. But the truth of the matter was, I want to break the South's spine. That's what we're going to do.
I think that this country is like you said, poor people. It's a thing for poor people. It's very sensible to put a poor white man. The best weapon you can use against a poor white man is convince him that this country's yours. And really, it's not yours. It's to convince him, like, hey man, you know what? There's a nigga living better than you. Some rich white guy going, a nigga's down the street living better than you. Go get him, white man. This is the white man's country. Go get him. Cause go get him. Cause it's a dream you selling that entitlement shit where you go, how the hell can I be broke? How can I watch this is why white people hate T.O. and how can I watch this nigga who's making this much millions of dollars and I should be doing that and this is my goddamn country?
Do you think that thinking is still going on widespread?
Motherfucker, people from Poland.
Entitlement.
People from Poland are in the Klan saying, get out of my country. Polish descendants are saying, go back to Africa or whatever you're going to do. And I'm like, you just got here last week. Your people just got here, you Polak. How can you be racist? It's not the fault of the people that we're this way when it comes to racism. We need racism to keep it going.
I don't think it's racism, though. I don't think it's race. I think it's just economics. I think any poor guy looks and goes, I'm entitled, white, black, or anything. Black guys will walk around all the time and go, I ain't working at McDonald's, motherfucker. I see this guy at IBM making money. I ain't fucking... And it's like, how about you start there and work yourself up? Some TV show.
It was on last night.
No motherfucking McDonald's?
No, it's people seem entitled. Yeah, they look at other more successful people, black or white, and go, you know, what the fuck? Why is this guy living better than me?
It's more divide and conquer. Because most of the McDonald's is nothing but young black kids, but that's another fuel for these goofy Africans and Haitians that come over, and they go, you disgust. They do what you did, because there's a Haitian doing an impression of a black kid going, I ain't going to work in no motherfucking McDonald's. So that they go, how can they do this when they had the thing with the thing in McDonald's? I work so hard to make not just a 1 cent, a cent. They pay you $5 an hour just to flip a burger.
Well, here's a question I got.
Get on, man.
Here's a question I got. Why are you guys still holding a grudge?
What? We have to.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why.
We turned you on to America.
You know what? Let me tell you what.
This is a great place.
Let me tell you what.
Wouldn't be here if it wasn't
America.
for us.
Ready?
Jesus.
Ready? Here is the problem.
All right.
And we had nothing to do with this shit, but you take it out on us.
But you take whiteness. Whiteness and blackness. This is another thing. We have that color thing that black people took black. Like I said, I'm half Bayesian. Like, I'm really not from slavery. For real. Like, my family, it doesn't go back that far. But I take slavery. You take whiteness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you have a personal history. You're not a colonial white guy who owned a slave. You're Irish, right?
No.
What are you?
I'm a mutt.
Then you're not, you know.
I'm a
here's
little
the
bit
problem that
Italian.
black people have. Ready? Here's the fucking problem. The reason why it seems that Jews, right, have moved on from the Holocaust, meaning the Holocaust is a separate entity from their existence. They go, this is a part of our history, but they done moved on.
Never to be forgotten.
Never to be forgotten.
But they will still do business with a smile with Mercedes-Benz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what happened with black folks? Here's the problem. I said this years ago. We do not have a Hitler. We do not have a group that we can go. Like, white people are our Hitler. We have a color that we just don't like white people because that's the mustache y'all got. The white skin is the Hitler mustache. There's no finality for us. It's just like, okay, you free, nigga. Can we have, like, you know, this guy, John Skimpenbrook, who started slavery? We don't even have we don't have the originator of slavery. We had a picture of the motherfucker.
No closure.
No closure.
You need the guy.
We need something to go, hey, America is great, but you got to still
you need a guy that can be put up on a dartboard.
That we can go, okay, white person, I don't have to dislike you just because you're white. I can dislike Hitler face over here.
Right.
You need a symbol.
Jews have Hitler. And about 8 other motherfuckers you can name by name. Himmler, Heimlich, Mingala. They got
watch
a
that
bunch
Heimlich maneuver. That's when they sweep around the
Is it Heydrich? Not Heimlich. Heydrich. Whatever.
Heimlich.
Where would your people be if it wasn't for slavery? Would you have come over to America under your terms?
We would be in Africa, not comparing our existence to anything. We would be like, we'd be in Africa living how we live. But there would be no, damn, I wish I was over there with them white people and Indians. We would just be living how we live. Who the hell knows how we be living?
There would probably also be immigration. People coming over here, being successful.
We would probably went to
without
England.
any other, right.
Which is what they're doing now. England is dealing with Africans now. That's why there's racism in Ireland now.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't, because there was no blacks there. Now there's blacks there, and they're like, who are you motherfuckers? But they need blacks to come over and work. They're growing like that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that's what our anger is. Our anger is we just free, and now we just live with you. Like, hey, how you doing?
We don't bother with you guys anymore. It's all about the Arabs.
Jews, they don't look. Jews have a way to not. Arabs are the new niggas. That's why I'm so happy that they're how they are right now.
Now we got somebody else.
Somebody else that a black person can know what it's like to be a racist.
White and black alike can just not stand somebody. Can really
like Arabs
hate
together.
See, this might help us all out. Come on, let's hold hands.
Thank you, terrorists.
Hold hands. Kumbaya. Let's go. Come on.
Let's sing We Shall Overcome.
Thank you, terrorists, so much. Because I know how to be racist.
They united.
Now it's all about the... I saw your HBO special.
Dibble, dabble, dibble.
Yeah. Now it's all about... It's all about them now, right?
That's for them doctors, man. The goddamn doctors. Ibble double fat. Ibble double pills. Just coming over here arrogant, because they come over and they become doctors and they think that I ain't shit because I ain't a doctor. Yeah. You had the opportunity to be a double. Ibble double doctor, ibble double pills.
There are a lot of like Indian doctors.
Because they think you ain't shit when you come over here and you don't take advantage of what this country has to offer. Fuck you,
Asians,
you foreigners.
15 of them living in one room. They're working like 80 hours a day, and people respect that work ethic.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I work hard to be lazy.
I hate the fact that they're behind the cashiers. No personality whatsoever. I
feel sorry for your mother.
What you say? What?
I love that scene, man. He keeps playing the tape for his friends.
What you say? I feel sorry for your mother.
For your mother.
You know what?
Go get the tape, bitch.
We didn't even get to Tyra Banks and her stuttering show. We love the Tyra Banks show.
Yeah.
It's very easy to goof on. We didn't get to the trading spouses broad, the psycho-religious woman.